Okay. Hey now. Bangers. How about it, boys? Hey now.
Great week.
Oh. Oh, they had a bye. They're fast asleep right now. My Broncos took care of business.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. Beers and Bets, Week
Hey,
9
now.
recap. Another wild week in the NFL.
I think that was the
8
best one we've had.
underdogs won outright for the second week straight, which is absolute craziness. I still can't hit a fucking parlay. I got to give up on it.
It's the best day of betting I've had all season long. That was
Congrats,
amazing.
dude, because you did good 2 weeks ago too. And
Yes.
it's been tough to string bets together with how unpredictable it's been the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I was riding it high into last night. Even I went with the Titans +7 or whatever it was, and then the money line on a couple. And I didn't hit the over. That was the only one that didn't hit. But yeah, man, that was a really good weekend, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we always say it that the NFL is an unpredictable league, but the last 2 weeks have kind of exceeded the norm. Like there's good teams. You can't even look at a game 1 week and figure it'll carry over to the next week because it's just been so
it's
damn
tough to
wild.
get a gauge on anybody at this point,
Yeah.
I feel like.
And like survivor pools, I think in the last, I mean, I'm in one with Seahawks and Warthog and some, guys we golf with, whatever. And like, dude, I think there's 4 people left. You get 2 eliminations, and there's 4 people left that have not that
With
haven't
0.
lost
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
and there was 55, I think,
Yeah.
52 in the whole deal. So
52
man,
people.
Yeah. So everybody last week, Cowboy. I mean, dude, that was just insane. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Some of us were dumb enough to take the Texans in a survivor pick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Dumb.
that was.
Yeah, some people were dumb enough,
He was
as in
riding a
you
heater,
were dumb
man.
enough. Yeah. All right. Well,
Riding a heater.
I lost money yesterday. I won't lie to anybody, but I got to give myself a little bit of credit because I chased a little bit on lost bets during the afternoon games, the 3:00 Central games. I was chasing bets.
Which ones?
And then it got the 49ers Cardinals hurt me the worst.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to give myself a little bit of credit. When we got to the Sunday night game, I had just given up. I was like, you know what? I'm done for the day. I'm calling it a day.
You did that?
I did a little bit of self-evaluation, and I said, how can I start winning parlays? And I got a plan. Next Sunday, I'm going to pick 3 different 2-team parlays for the noon games, and I'm just going to flip a coin for each winner and pick that team because I'm going to have as good of a chance doing that as I will be trying to analyze and pick the damn
throwing
game.
in the towel,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I'm done trying
throwing in the
to
towel.
be smart about it.
Betting. Just not betting too. That might be
that's
on
no
this
fun.
point.
That's no fun. That's no good
what's
for the
point of fucking
podcast.
doing that? What the hell? Yeah, right. He fucking
All right. But yeah,
rehab podcast.
Crazy fucking week, dude. I don't know how to make sense of it.
It was cool.
Let's get into Monday headlines. It was very cool for your team, the Broncos, Jimmy.
Yeah,
so
how about that?
Take it away, man. Broncos with a very convincing win in Dallas.
I'll say, man, we hired Fangio in 19, and this is what we had heard about with his defense. This is the first time that's shown up. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right, this is what we were supposed to see. We shut down what was supposed to be the best offense in the whole fucking league. Going through the numbers here with like their big players, man. I mean, their running game was shut down. Zeke 51, but nobody could get it going, even when Pollard was in. And shutting down the passing game, dude. We were picking off. It was unbelievable, man. I just thought that was sweet. It was so long time coming. I mean, going into Jerry's world and doing that. I'm not a fan of Jerry. Bridgewater, man, no picks finally. Like we had Jerry Jeudy wasn't just a decoy. He's back and playing actually healthy. I thought that helped, man.
They were designing plays for Jeudy.
And
get the ball to him quick.
That first
let him
catch he
pick
had
up
across
9
the
yards.
Middle. Yeah, man. And when he gets going, I would not want to try to tackle that dude. And your boy, dude, Timmy P, huge fucking game.
Timmy P.
So yeah, man, I
love that guy.
He's such a good when when Judy and Sutton are like healthy, he's a perfect third guy because he's a good possession guy, but he can make a big play too. So
well, and missing Fant, he kind of fit right into that role too, especially,
definitely.
I mean, but fuck, you guys shut him out for 3 quarters.
Yeah, I know, dude. I thought the shootout and knew it was too good to be true, but the running game, dude, my boy Javonte, he put up over 100. He didn't get a touchdown, but then Melvin was finishing those off. So
yeah. Javonte Williams, 17 carries for 111 yards. That's his kind of breakout game so far.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
And
I thought that was sweet. It was just
big stat.
Awesome.
This tells it all. 41 minutes time of possession.
Yeah.
To 18 minutes and 40 seconds for Dallas.
And we were
That's
talking
just
about
such a convincing difference.
We were on the headset when that game was on yesterday, talking about, man, they're just But I'll say, dude, that punt play, that was crazy because we'd never seen that. And if the Cowboys block that punt and get the ball right there, that game, I think, swings a complete. That would have been a typical Broncos game under Fangio. So it was crazy how the rule bounced our way. I didn't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, we were all trying to figure that out because we were talking during the noon game.
Yeah, we're like, how do they have the ball?
It was a
back?
blocked punt, but a Dallas player touched it again before it hit the ground. And then at that point, it's a live ball, and the Broncos player picked it up.
Past the line of scrimmage, he tried to pick it up and run with it. And at that point, you're trying to pick up a live ball. Yeah. But it's weird how if it's not caught because did he catch it after it got tipped?
It was almost like a muffed punt after a short block is the best way to kind of simplify it.
And then
it was a muffed punt off of a block.
Yeah, and then the minute he advances it, it's fucking
exactly.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Other weird stat, because we've all complained about the Broncos being so conservative lately, which running the ball well helps, but Bridgewater averaged 13 yards per completion.
They were going,
which usually they're dumping it off for 4-yard passes here, 6-yard passes here. For Bridgewater to average 13 yards per completion, he had the deep 40-yarder where Timmy P beat Trayvon Diggs deep at the pylon for a touchdown. It was a perfect throw. Yeah.
Diggs had his welcome to the NFL day, dude. Like, he got burned on a few. He had a bad
He does get burned, though. Usually he just gets hit.
That's a game. That's what guys like that. That's what they do, though. But
he's a Marcus Peters.
Yeah. And you got to take those chances to be a guy like a Janoris Jenkins type, where like you're gonna get burned, but you can also when you make the play. But yeah, there were a few where I was like, shit, dude, he doesn't, he's looking a little young right here. Cause like the PI one, dude, he just gave him a bear hug on, I think that might've been Patrick in the end zone or Sutton, one of them. But
I think it was Patrick.
Yeah.
But
yeah, great win for Denver, dude. 5-4. Yeah. Can't believe that.
They got the same record as the 7 seed right now in the AFC, so they're right there with all the mix of AFC playoff teams.
Got out that rifle.
Another weird. Anytime you can run the ball for 41 for 190 and 2 touchdowns,
and keep the ball for 41 minutes, and
you're probably gonna win that game.
That was so much fun to watch, dude.
The Broncos have now won 7 games in a row against the Cowboys. Just kind of a weird stat.
Going back to 95,
there was the Bucs had that against the Chiefs. The Bucs had beaten the Chiefs going into their regular season last year.
Oh, until
the Bucs had beat. They lost the regular season game to the Chiefs last year.
But
until then, they had 6 in a row. Yeah, they made up for it in February.
Yeah, they got the real win, man. Yep. They just wanted to get film on them down there first.
All right, so I'll take it away with my Monday headline, and that is the Buffalo Bills losing 9-6 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the theme right now for the Bills is they start slow as hell.
Yeah.
Last week against Miami, it was 3-3 at halftime. This week against Jacksonville, it's 6-6 at halftime. And in these tight games, I don't know why they're abandoning the run game so quickly, because Singletary and Zach Moss combined for 9 carries for 22 yards.
Jeez.
You put that in contrast to the Jags, Carlos Hyde had 21 carries for 67 yards, which I know aren't good numbers for Carlos Hyde, but at least they kept the defense honest and gave them something to worry about. They didn't completely abandon it in a field goal game,
Right, dude.
Why are we throwing the ball 47 times and running it 9 times in a field goal game?
Yeah. Well, and especially that wasn't like they put that on themselves. like, I don't know if you watched much of that game early. They just came out and decided they're going to just only pass. It wasn't like they got down and got forced to just throw.
Right.
That was for
they
whatever
didn't have
reason.
to abandon the run. They chose to. Yeah. So when the defense knows what's coming in the NFL, I don't care what team you're playing, you're making it easy on them.
Yeah.
When they can decide before the play, they have 3 wide receivers out there. It's obviously going to be a pass. And it makes it so easy on everybody on defense. They know exactly what they're supposed to do before the ball's even snapped. There's no question or thinking involved. They just know what they're going to do.
It's crazy to me with the combination of Diggs and like they have good players. If you're throwing it 47 times, you think those guys could get open a few times on the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the Jags at all, but like if you're going to throw it that many times, why the fuck can't you complete? Like they should be at some point. I don't know if it's all, and no one said it was, but like all on Allen and more like Diggs and fucking
Sanders, Beasley,
Imani, yeah. And Beasley, the whole Beasley's, he has stepped up, dude. He's been good. He hasn't been my bad call. He's so. But yeah, I think that's the 9-6, man. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense to me. That was the weirdest thing. Kind of like the Broncos beating the Cowboys the way they did, though. It just was weird. It was like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
I think it goes to show, too, teams like bank on other teams not being good tacklers. Like all the Jaguars did was come out and tackle them. Because if you look at all their good players had 8 to a dozen targets, but they were like 8 catches for 33 yards. They just, for whatever reason, the Jags did a great job keeping
and they didn't let
play in front of them.
Over the
and
top.
They had the better Josh Allen on the field. Their Josh Allen was better than the Bills' Josh Allen.
That dude
I've
never heard Scott Hansen so excited.
Weird.
Guys,
this would be – I hope this isn't a weird – like going to take away from one of your trivia questions somehow later, Brad. But
no.
Josh Allen for the Bills was the 7th overall pick in the draft in 2016. And then Josh Allen for the Jags was the number 7th overall pick in 2017. So it's like a weird, like 50 years from now, you could get asked that weird trivia question and be like,
I wasn't that creative. My trivia.
Well, Jimmy would have been like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
I would have still. It wouldn't have mattered. I would have missed it, man.
He would have overthought it. He'd be like, "Oh, well."
No, I'd give like 3.
Isn't there a Kirk Cousins that plays defense?
Yeah, I'd give you like every reason why it can only be one guy if it's not the guy I picked, and I'd miss it, and then you would pick that guy and get 9 points for getting it.
Yeah, I almost thought about adding 5 options to Jimmy's questions.
Yeah,
right.
Just so you didn't narrow it down.
Yeah, just to
let me get one Google
give him more
search.
to think about.
Give me one Google search each time. I'll pull up my. You can watch me do it. But.
All right. So enough on the Bills. That was a really bad loss from a team I thought I could trust.
Boring
until now. Brad, Ravens are your team. We've waited this long to get to them, so you take it away.
Yep. I think it's just funny how we were on the mic for this whole one. The Ravens just seem to have that it factor. Like they shouldn't be as good as they're playing, but they still find a way to win. I mean, this is now Lamar's 4th second quarter comeback this year already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I even told Jimmy, I'm not confident going into this game. I think the Vikings can beat us defensively. And again, Lamar just kind of wins it for them. I mean, you look at what were they? They were down 14 in the third.
24-10 because of the kickoff return touchdown to start the second half.
You look at they've
24-10.
Indy. He's came back on Indy down 16-3 in the third with 6 minutes. He had that game-winning drive against Detroit, which Tucker helped a little bit on that one.
A little bit.
And KC, they were down 11 with a quarter to go.
Yep.
I think you're finally seeing them embrace a little more offense in Baltimore. I mean, Hollywood's 6th in receiving yards right now and 7th in touchdowns with 682 and 6.
Yeah, so he's right up there as a number one.
So
he's had a great year.
You might not look the role, but he plays that role. You
add in like the big body Bateman, rookie receiver, Mark Andrews and Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that's not the typical boring Baltimore offense. And
plus, they have like a Madden 2015 All-Star team of running backs on their squad too.
Yeah, from 10 years ago.
Every back from like 14 or 15.
That's a good point.
Freeman looks amazing.
Le'Veon Bell, dude. Devontae Smith. It's fucking crazy. All the dudes from like 2017 to 15.
Yeah, and that's what makes
on their team.
That's what makes Lamar like the obvious front runner for MVP.
Has to be.
He's got freaking Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman as his running backs, and they're winning all these crazy games when they're having to rely on the offense, not the defense.
Yeah,
and this tells it all right here, because before the start of this season, Lamar is 0-6 when trailing by 10 points or more in the second half. This season, when he trails by 10 points or more in the second half, he's 3-0 this year. In the same situations.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. He's getting it done. You can't say you can get on top of the Ravens and force them out of their game plan. They can move the ball through the air now. They don't get away from the run, even if they're down by 2 scores. It's just a different team this year.
They were running on the ground with
even while they were coming back. Yeah, they stayed with the run game a little bit.
They were getting chunk plays running it. And it's like, dude, once you do that with Lamar, that opens up everything. And I was down on him that first game with the way that he was conceding defeat and like walking over, shaking hands before the game was over.
Body language. Bad.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of grown, like we've talked about it on here.
Yeah.
As the season's gone on, but it's more and more. It's like he is, like you said, front runner for MVP, and he also has proven a lot, I think, to his teammates and shit. Like they can count on him now, down late in a game. And when you have a threat like Hollywood, then anytime you're not out of it's like Tyreek. Like you have that threat, and then you have the good tight end. It's a poor man's fucking Kelsey and Tyreek. You know, it's like it's not the best. It's not them, but it's close.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Well, I think too, it's just have you heard of a quarterback throwing 41 times and running 21? It's just like 62 total. That's, I mean, it's unheard of. Like,
I hope he plays for a long time. Like, I hope
I think he will, because he doesn't get hit a lot. He doesn't get hit a lot.
But I mean, how long? You know, it's like we used to say that about Russ Wilson too. But eventually, he started. You know, their O-line blew up, and he.
Well, I think you're seeing that development a little with him as a passer. You know, kind of more using his legs within the pocket.
God, he's just how do you defend that guy?
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And hey, let's just do a quick cheers celebration. Go ahead. One more. Get that point in.
I just want to say he's not Teddy Bridgewater, but I mean he's like poor. You know what I'm saying? Poor man's Teddy Bridgewater. Like he's up there. Like Lamar.
If you want the gloves,
I should have cut you off. I shouldn't have let you get that last point in, because that's just.
What's the cheers to, man?
Cheers is the Ravens are in the playoffs as of now. The Broncos are 5-4, got a chance at it. The Bucks are 6-2, headed for the playoffs. All of our teams are off to a good start this year.
Too excited.
So let's cheers to that, man.
Yeah. Well,
and it's been a little shaky, I feel like, for all these teams.
By the time I thought by the time I drank my beer, one of our Broncos players was going to get reported for falling down his stairs in his house, tearing his Achilles or some shit.
Okay. So let's get into, we pick 7 games every week against the spread. All of us do.
I'm the champ.
After week 4, Brad, you were 15-20. Jimmy, you were 14-20-1. I was 14-20-1 with you. That was after week 4. Now to recap after week 9, total records for the season. Brad, you are 29 wins, 38 losses, and 1 push. Jimmy, you are 30 wins, 36 losses, and 2 pushes. And I am 30 wins, 36 losses, and 2 pushes. So me and Jimmy are tied for the lead, and Brad, you're a game and a half back.
Okay.
You're
a win. You're a win back and a push short of being tied. So we're all within a win and a push of being all tied.
Get those
so it's pretty damn locked up.
off your betting slip over there.
We didn't do that game last week on the pick, so that didn't count against it.
No.
But other things we got to get into this week. And like Brad, you talked about the Ravens. They beat the Vikings. Just a quick rundown of how the Vikings lose games. I'll try to get through this as quick as possible. Week 1, overtime loss. Week 2, they miss a game-winning field goal as time expired. Loss.
Bad.
Week 3, they beat the Seahawks by a couple touchdowns. Get over that one. 4, they're stopped on 4th and goal at the 3-yard line at the end of the game. Loss.
Bad.
Week 5, They win on a 54-yard field goal as time expired. They finally make a fucking field goal
to win a game.
Week 6, they win in overtime against the Panthers. Week 8, they're stopped on 4th and goal as time expired. Yeah. They lose the game. Week 9, another overtime loss.
Yeah.
So they've had 3 overtime games. They've lost 2 out of 3 of them. They've missed field goals as time expired. They've made field goals as time expired. This Vikings team, if you're a Vikings fan, it's got to be so damn stressful.
Do you think Zimmer survives the season?
I don't. I was actually kind of expecting Zimmer might get fired today. Just because it's so – why not just move on, dude? It's been so
mediocre, dude.
There's so much talent on that Vikings offense, especially. It's like, how are we losing?
A couple of weeks ago, you guys were hyping up their D too. Like,
they got the players there. I actually liked so many of their players that I
losing Danielle Hunter hurt. I thought though, and they also were without Harrison Smith. So you're probably talking your 2 biggest vets this week.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Other than Anthony Barr, they're 2 most well-known people.
Right.
On D.
But again, the Broncos won without their starting left tackle, and they lost their right tackle and their right guard in the game. So, who fucking knows?
Yeah, that was pretty fucking. I don't know. I'll never understand.
The Vikings are legendarily bad this year. Is that what we're saying?
You cannot trust the Vikings. And honestly, it's hard to find teams to trust. Jimmy, you wanted to talk about the Pats.
You 2 asshats have been on the damn Vikings.
Yeah, we've been on the Vikings train.
And
I still don't know that I'm off of it.
Honestly. And one more. Well, I'll talk about give me a sec. I'll tell you about the Pats. Oh, I put yesterday actually that the Pats are going to the playoffs on my notes from yesterday, just watching.
Yeah.
And I think it's ironically weird. It's weird how much Mac Jones reminds is like Brady his first year, just doing what he needs to do.
Minus the plastic surgery.
Well, I don't think he had it then.
But we even talked about this first year,
dude. He had
even the mannerisms of him, like the way he stands so upright in the pocket, and the way he checks down.
Being pumped when he only had, I don't know if he's put up over 200 yards a game when they've won yet. I know he hasn't when they've lost. That
it is very reminiscent the style of play.
Yeah, it just
very reminiscent.
It looks like it.
I think Brady's a bigger guy and also has more power behind the ball.
The way he's managing the game,
he's a better thrower.
I'm talking strictly like his management of being a Belichick quarterback.
Style of football is the same.
And all he has to do, and then you got Belichick's boys on defense, dude. So all you got to do, and they're running the ball down people's throats, man. I know Carolina is not the 85 Bears, but they're not bad, and they just ran through them. Damian Harris and the other dude had huge days.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, they were running all over him. He had the Coach Harbor move Kilmer move of fucking.
Yeah, he pulled out Stevenson at the goal line.
At the goal line,
yeah. Baby,
he's like, man, we're not gonna go into what he says in that movie, but yeah, dude. So I think the Pats are good.
Yeah.
But how about that Baker?
Yeah, the Pats are a team. The Pats are a team I can trust. But here we go. When we look at the Browns-Bengals game, how much does it tell you? Because there's 3 plays you can talk about in Browns-Bengals that decide the game. First drive, the Bengals get the ball. They get in the red zone. Burrow throws a pick 6 that's returned 100 yards for a touchdown. Then the Browns get a 60-yard touchdown from Baker to Peoples-Jones. Later on, there's a 70-yard touchdown run for Nick Chubb. Those 3 big touchdown plays, if you let up those as an NFL team, that's game. You're not going to win that game.
Yeah.
Those 3 plays can tell you all you need to know.
But also
Baker didn't prove shit to me. He really didn't.
It takes players to make those plays to do it, and that's what the Browns players did. So how is that not? They could have dropped those picks. They could have dropped that shit.
It doesn't convince me because I still have the same doubts on Baker. I need to see him win. I need to see him lead his team in the fourth quarter to a big drive to win the game. He's proven that he can't do it. So why should I think he can win a playoff game?
Hold on, though.
I think it just shows how little of a talent gap there is in the AFC. We go 1 week where the Bengals beat the bricks off the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Right. And now we're talking about the Ravens as a top team. And
the Bengals follow up that win with a loss to the Jets and then a blowout loss to the Browns. Yeah.
So it's just like, what the fuck are you making at this point?
What has remained is that, and now that Chubb came back, they can fucking run the ball. So I've never really gone on here and said that fucking Baker's a great thrower, a great quarterback. I think he's a good leader. I think the guys like playing for him.
He's got an easy situation.
When he comes out after that game, though, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I can't, the guys played great after all that bullshit this week. And it was cool. And the end, he's real. You know what I mean? He's like, finally, we get to like not have to spend 10 minutes after every game answering when we think Odell's coming back and all that shit. I think that could have put a pause on like their trajectory as a team. And I think now that he's gone, I mean, they showed it, dude, they have a great running game, man. And if I don't think Kareem's out for the whole, I mean,
no, he should be back in a week or two.
They run just as good as any team in the NFL, man.
Yeah.
Chubb, when healthy, is maybe the best back. You said that before, Matt, like natural runner, but dude, when he's running, they're hard to beat when you got, I don't know. I know Baker's not great. I don't
know. Cleveland with a lead is dangerous.
Yeah. And well, the Chargers probably say different, but I mean, they are.
But the Chargers had to pull some craziness off to win that one.
I just think the Browns are still a little bit. I think that game showed it. Like you said, there were some outlying.
They're a good team. I just still
I don't think they're that much better. I don't think the score represented how much better.
I'm not going to change my stance on Baker. Is all I'm saying. It's not that I don't like the Browns. I'm out on Baker. I really don't think he's the guy for a team that has so much else going for him. I just wish, like, you put Burrow on the Browns. I think I would like him a lot more. Burrow's like forced to do everything, where Baker has like everything set up for him. Dude. And Baker still lets you down a lot of the time.
Man, Burrow.
That's my stand. He had a bad game yesterday. Don't take everything from yesterday. I think you're just a Baker
hater. I think.
Yeah.
I think you're a Baker hater.
Yeah. I'll put that hat on.
He's a walk-on dude. He's transferred a bunch of places.
So while we're on the topic of me being wrong on things, let's hit the 49ers, because I was wrong about Kyle Shanahan. And Jimmy, I'll confess, I was wrong about Shanahan because I even had to look into it. Kyle Shanahan, as coach of the 49ers, has a 31-39 record. That's the same win percentage as Chip Kelly. Do we remember Chip Kelly being a good NFL coach?
Right? Exactly. Right? Barely.
No, I don't think we think highly of Chip Kelly.
The Eagles were really sick at the beginning with Chip Kelly.
For 1 year. And then it wore out.
Until he started using like 250-pound offensive linemen.
Yeah. But if we take away
18 quarterbacks, Vince Young was calling it the dream team.
If we take away the 49ers Super Bowl year, the 49ers were 13-3 the year they went to the Super Bowl.
It was a down year.
If we take away that year, Kyle Shanahan is now 18-36 as a head coach of the 49ers.
Thank you.
That's half the amount of wins as losses. So all the backing I've done of Kyle Shanahan and listening to the Chris Sims podcast, because Chris Sims is a Shanahan fanboy. I'm off that train. Fuck Kyle Shanahan.
I
give
up
should on
quit listening to Chris.
Maybe give up on that guy too.
I mean, he smokes a bunch of pot.
I know.
He should be our friend.
Sounds like
is it. Podcast called Unbuttoned, and he's
shit.
got a fucking polo buttoned up to his neck.
Yeah, that's contrarian.
He's got to go dispensary, dude. He's on the Reggie. It sounds like, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, think about the Niners lost to the Cardinals with nobody. Like you had
no DeAndre Hopkins, no Kyler Murray. AJ Green got hurt. Chase Edmonds got hurt.
Yeah,
no JJ Watt.
Dude,
what are we doing?
That's what I'm
getting blown out by Colt McCoy.
Telling you, dude, this is that's probably.
Did you even know Colt McCoy was playing quarterback?
Yeah, I found out.
I did.
Did you know at that point?
No, I knew. I found out.
I knew because
Sunday morning. I was like, "Who's their quarterback?" I think Brad. Somebody told me. I was like,
I told you.
Yeah, you got to be
Colt McCoy.
I was like, "Oh no, man! I think I already bet on him." Like, no.
Well, and more than anything, I think that speaks. You brought up all the stats on Shanahan. I think Cliff Kingsbury is a good head coach.
Oh my!
I think he finds ways to win.
He's proven me wrong this year. Yeah, because I had my doubts going into the season.
I think his evaluation of talent is proving now, and I think he's done a fucking awesome job there too. He's put together a great roster, man, and people want to play for each other.
Weapons galore.
Especially offensively.
And guys want to play for each other, man. You go out and get fucking
and then they have Vance Joseph on defense, which is
very underrated. Former head coach, great,
yeah,
and but yeah, dude, Yeah, the way they brought in Connor, that's what I was trying to think of too. He came in. I mean, he's a great, I think, talent evaluator and finds guys that want to come in and play, kind of like what Pete Carroll did originally until he kind of fucked that whole thing up by throwing the ball. But yeah, dude, Cardinals, your Niners. Thanks for the credit, because
no, it's just something, you got to come clean when you're wrong. And I
was wrong on Lamar.
I'm there on the Niners.
Well, speaking of coaches and weirdness, what do you guys think about the Chiefs all of a sudden thinking they've won these last 2 games close, and it's because they invest in the run. They've ran the ball 25 times.
No, you can't. Can't say the Chiefs ran the ball and did anything. The Chiefs didn't do shit yesterday.
No,
my opinion of them didn't change at all.
Bad.
Jordan Love looked like a high school quarterback out there. Yeah. He did not know what to do on 3rd down or against.
Brings to another question: what the fuck are the Packers thinking,
dude?
They're ready to hand the keys over to that guy.
Here's the deal, man.
Playing the Chiefs.
Okay.
Dude, I get Arrowhead though. You got to factor in. I know people.
Yeah, first start at Arrowhead, and you have 5 days notice, maybe 6 days notice.
But in
it was
that
tough.
situation,
but he looked really bad.
You should.
He looked really bad.
Like if you
Cooper Rush had less notice, and he played better for Dallas. Nobody had heard the fuck of Cooper Rush.
But where was that at? Where was that game at?
That goes to my point a little, because I'm saying, dude, like when it shows to me when a Love gets finds out last second, whatever, he's starting. That happened with Drew Lock with Teddy Two Gloves, and Drew Lock looked like shit. And I think it shows a lot when you're a guy like Cooper Rush who comes out there and is prepared. If that happens,
it was Monday when it got announced. So he had a full week.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, dude, you should be ready at the drop of a hat to be like, man, like Tom Brady at fucking Bledsoe, like he was ready to go, dude.
But I think things were different back then. Like I think the backups got more reps. Back when Tom Brady came along, I'm sure Jordan Love gets absolutely no reps.
No, okay, and that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right.
On a normal week, like it's not like he's been building up to this.
But again, Rodgers was ruled out on Monday.
Right,
he got a pretty full week.
Still, that's that's still a week.
What more do you want? You get to play the Chiefs with the Packers offense. Like, what are you crying about for a first start? Like, you could be going against a bunch of shittier situations. I think.
But here's why you say the Chiefs ran the ball and that changed everything. The Packers outgained the Chiefs. They had more yards than them.
The Packers.
The thing is, the Packers fumbled that punt. It hit off the dude's leg. The Packers missed 2 field goals, one a block, one an outright miss. And
kind of been their MO this year, though. Mason
I was watching this game. I was like, why do both of these quarterbacks, why are they having such a hard time? Like, is it raining? Is it windy? And I'm like, oh, this game's in Kansas City. I live here. It's a fucking beautiful day outside. Why are they having so much trouble throwing the damn football? I could go out there and,
that's so weird.
Put one up there.
But again,
it would fly clean.
I think in a way, man, and for the Chiefs, I guess it's cool. I mean, they didn't really have much, but for the Packers, it was probably like, yo, let's go show the world that it's not just A-Rod. Like if he's out, we can compete. And I think
defense did their job.
They proved a really good. They proved a lot, I would say, yesterday, because like they looked, they weren't getting blown out, and they could easily be getting handled. Like there's every reason in the world for them to just be like, fuck, like whatever, we're 7-1 or whatever they are. And it's like, we can lose a game
straight week of dealing with shit.
Shutting down, I also man, the blueprint's out for the Chiefs until they get, if they go out and try to get Odell, but the blueprint's out for them.
I mean, what to do I don't even know if it's only the receiving thing. I don't know if Mahomes was like mentally scarred by what happened in the Super Bowl, or if he's hurt. He definitely doesn't seem to have that same like loop out of the pocket ability. Like he used to be so quick, like almost Russell Wilson, like where he could just do that little U-turn outside of the pocket and then make some crazy play on the run. But now when he does it, it never works.
Well, what on his body
never works anymore. I don't know what's going on. He was so damn good.
Everything on him has been hurt, so he's probably slowed down.
All lower body,
but
too.
No, he's been hitting the head. He's been hitting the head. The fucking.
Oh, I just mean in years past. In years past, he had like a knee. He's had an ankle. He's had a hip.
That's what I'm saying. It started
but
low,
it's all
and it's
lower body
now because they're hanging him out to dry, and he wants to be Mr. Mahomes, Superman, and I think that's.
You think he's an alcoholic now? You think he's picked up drinking?
I don't know about that, but I think if he doesn't slow things down, he's going to be a paraplegic because
Rodgers drinks and he's a stud. So
yeah, Rodgers is on the whiskey. He's open about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Couple of small batch bourbons,
right?
Yeah,
LeBron likes wine, so I mean, it's
all right.
PED.
So there's that. Those are all the main points. We covered everything I got.
It was a hell of a week.
Yeah, it was.
Let's close it out
you
there.
Hear, though, you hear
real
quick. The Raiders, we all know about Ruggs. We talked about it a little bit. The Raiders now have lost both first rounders from that 2020.
Arnett was one. Who was the other one, though?
Ruggs.
The cornerback was one. Ruggs. Okay.
Ruggs and Arnett. So kind of a rough 2 weeks for those guys.
Yeah, both to basically criminal charges as well.
Yeah.
What did the other dude do? I saw that pop up.
He had a hit and run last year where he hit some lady and then just drove off and went to practice.
Yeah.
And then
he threatened John Gruden.
Was he running late?
He threatened to murder John Gruden.
Well, if you're running late, then I mean,
he was running late.
Did he not tell her who he played for? I mean, what the fuck? Must have been the year that
I believe that is a crime in every 50 states.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there was a video of some guns and shit today. That
Arnett is holding up like a assault rifle and then a handgun to the video camera saying like, how the fuck is John Gruden not going to start me? I ought to kill his ass. This and that. Well, it's like, whoa.
That's really
that's a little bit extreme for getting put on the bench.
Yeah.
The poor Raiders. And that's how a team loses.
I'm scared
to the Giants.
shitless, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Let's close it out there. We'll be back with some trivia. Brad, you ready?
Yeah.
You got some good trivia questions?
I got 7 good ones for you.
All right.
Let's go. I'm winning.
We'll be right back in a few minutes here.
All right.
Yeah.